um ensure that you mute your mics. Enene, Ibrahim, David, please mute your mics, okay? All right, thank you so much. So while doing that, I said we should, okay, the investor GSAG Oluwaseun, please put your name and your GSAG in the chat room. Let's see the mostly represented. While doing that, ensure you inform others to join the call. So I hope we are doing fine. How has been our day? I hope we are doing fine. How has been our day? And today is all about waste management, right? I hope we're also ready. I hope we're also ready. So we already have our facilitator and we would not delay any further. However, we need to ensure that we are all logged in. Okay, so please inform your GSAT members to join the call. Inform them to join the call. So quickly, for those on the call, how was the exercise today? Counting and estimating waste. How was it? In one word, how was it? I know some responses have been rolling. You know, some people have put in their responses in the chat room on WhatsApp. So, but let's hear it. In all of it, have you consciously observed how clean or not your environment was before today? Like, have you really done it? If not because of this tax, did you ever for once say, oh, let me check out my environment? How clean has it been or how dirty is it? Okay, so please, let's have that quickly. Someone is disturbing us here. Please mute your mic, mute your mic, mute your mic. Okay, Chinelo, Danish, Doris, I don't know, why is your mic on? Do you want to say something? Kindly mute. Samuel, mute your mic and turn off your video, please. Okay, thank you. So nobody is sharing their experience. Okay, so we have the service provider. Who is winning? Which GSAG is winning? Service provider, the waste generators, okay? It seems like the waste generators are winning. Oh, amazing, amazing. So please, others, where are your members? Tell them to join the call. Okay, Ayomide said not too dirty. Okay, I check my environment all the time from Chinelo. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So it's about time that we get started, and we'll be bringing our facilitator. As you are listening to this, again, rename your devices. Rename your devices. Please, your name and your GSAG, because assessment to be done, okay? We're still less than half on this call. Kindly inform others to join the call. Yeah, Favor has renamed that device. Only Favor has done that. Okay. Who else? Oluwa Pelumi has done that. Others, please rename your devices, okay? Danish and Doris, please mute your mics and rename your devices, everyone. So, okay, without further ado, I would just like to go straight to it. So please, what are we going to be discussing this evening? What are we going to be discussing? Let's have our responses in the chat room while I read out our facilitator's profile. Put it in the chat room. Remember, we have two sections. So this is the first half, and please stay to the very end because your questions will be taken, and for you to get clarity, ensure you avoid any form of distraction, okay? And please let it be an interactive section in the chat room while you are listening. So I'm just going to bring up our dear facilitator. So we have Ikechi Chris Ebuka. He is a business development specialist, a sustainability advocate, and programs officer at Plugin Nigeria. He works at the intersection of business and sustainability, with experience spanning business development, product strategy, environmental education, and community engagement. He is passionate about creating practical solutions that drive both economic growth and environmental impact. So through his work, he has contributed to projects and initiatives focused on climate action, youth development, and sustainable innovation across Nigeria. Dear Greenies, I believe you can still hear me. So at this juncture, please go to the chat room and put all the clapping emojis. All the clapping emojis as we make welcome our dear I can't see it. I won't bring him up. Oh. Are we ready? Are we ready? Please put all the clapping emojis in the chat room. Thank you, Hope. Yes. Dear facilitator, Chris Ikechi, you have the floor. Some people are disturbing us in this. Please mute your mic and turn off your video. We don't want to see your faces. Okay? Thank you. So yes, thank you. Keep up the clapping emoji. So yes, Chris, Mr. Chris, G Sam Chris Ikechi, you have the floor. Thank you so much. And we look forward to an impactful learning time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gift. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the evening session. Please confirm quickly that you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Good evening, Greenies. Very sure it's been a very wonderful session we've had, not just today, but since the start of the academy, and I'm sure that a lot more is going to come. So tonight, we are a bit late, so we might not really have all the time to chat. But then I'll make sure we have a session that is going to be fun, that's going to be educative, and also that you're going to go away from knowing that you've not wasted your time. So without wasting so much of your time, try to.
Hello, Mr. Chris. Just I'm Chris. Please, your voice is a bit low. Can't hear you so well.
All right.
Thank
Can you hear me
you.
better now?
Yeah, it's a bit better. Thank you.
All right. So I'm trying to share my screen. Just give me a second while I do that so that we can talk properly. So Greenies, how have you been? How has your experience been for you so far in the academy?
Hello, just I'm Chris. We can't hear you again.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, okay.
Yes. I'm trying to get my screen here. So just give me a moment while I set that out. Start properly. Please confirm when you can see my screen.
It's still coming up. Okay, you can see it now.
All right. Thank you very much once again, Greenies, for being here. Very sure we all had important things that we could have been doing, but we chose to come and learn from the Green Stitch Academy, which is a very, very good platform to start if you are interested in learning about sustainability, proper waste management, which we're going to be talking about so much tonight. So I would have loved to show my face, but I'm in Nigeria and never had other ideas, and I really can't start running around now for the light. So you're going to just manage my voice as not so clear as it might be, but I'll try to be as loud as possible. So tonight we are talking about solid waste management, and I threw in spanner in the works and I threw in a word, smart. So we're talking about smart solid waste management. So it's not just about waste management for the sake of it. We're talking about how we can make it smarter and build a hope for a sustainable future. Because, I mean, somebody said if you do the same thing over and over and expect the same results, then that is the definition of, expect a different result, sorry, then that's the definition of madness. So we've been doing waste management a certain way over the years, and it's time we try something different to see if we can get a better result. So I've been introduced already. My name is Chris Ikechi AG Sam of the Grace Academy, and it's my pleasure to be here, like I said before, and tonight we're going to be talking about, going to talk about solid waste management. What is it? We're going to try and understand it. We're going to try and look at case studies, and then we're going to conclude with looking at benefits and proper conclusion. So, for a sort of introduction, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to this transformative discussion. It's going to be a conversation, so make sure you're ready to contribute when I call on you. We don't have so much time, so most of our conversations will be you dropping messages in the chat, and I will try to take as much as I can. So we're going to be looking at the critical components of smart waste management. We're going to examine the successful use cases, like I mentioned. We're going to discuss the challenges and glimpse into the future of waste management innovations, because we're looking to build systems that would work beyond what we have currently. So together, let's embark on this journey towards sustainability, and let's also harness technology and innovation to redefine waste from a problem to a valuable resource. Thank you very much for being here. So the whole idea of what we're going to do is to try and see ways that we can leverage technology to turn waste from being a problem to being a valuable resource. We want to get to a point where PET bottles are no longer lying on the street because they are now priceless commodity that industries need for their jobs and other things. So that is what we're going to do tonight. So for definition's sake, to define solid waste is any discarded material that is no longer useful or required. It can encompass a wide range of items, which includes household items, industrial byproducts, construction debris, and agricultural residues. So understanding the composition and characteristics of this solid waste is essential. Why? Because it gives you an understanding of how you can now develop the appropriate disposal strategy. So I listed a few different kinds of solid waste here. We're talking about industrial byproducts, construction debris, and agricultural residues. For example, these three that I just mentioned now are different types of solid waste that require different types of attention or require different types of process when you want to properly dispose them. So you need to know the type of waste you're dealing with, where that waste is coming from, the composition, what is in the waste, what does the waste contain? Is it biohazard? Is it something that can contaminate the rivers? Is it something that is detrimental to people when people hang around it? So these are the things we consider before we now plan a proper route or a proper disposal strategy for that particular waste. So without the definition I just gave about solid waste, I'm very sure that some of us have our unique definition of solid waste. And if you don't mind, you can drop them in the chat room and let us learn from you as well. So now moving forward, what are the challenges of the traditional system? Now, what are the traditional systems? Traditional systems that we're talking about is for waste disposal includes the landfillings and the using of incineration and other types of waste disposal strategies that we currently use. So you go out to a particular location, you see pile of waste, and you see probably some tractors trying to gather them and do all sorts of things. You see people try to burn, and all those things are not sustainable. And they keep having giving issues because they contribute to depletion of land resources, they contribute to soil and water pollution, they contribute to emission of greenhouse gases when we burn them, and also the high risk for health in nearby communities, like I mentioned earlier. So the different types of waste that I have mentioned before now, with the types of the compositions of them are being disposed indiscriminately without the right strategy. Now imagine you take up waste from a pharmaceutical company, you know that that waste is going to contain some biohazards, and then you just go and dump it in a landfill that is very close to a primary school. I mean, you're condemning those kids without even knowing it. So these are the dangers that we face when we use the current systems that we have in Nigeria, especially. Somebody is marking good. I know, yeah, the session is good, but you don't need to mark it for me to know that the session is good. I think that is Ayodeji. So please, let's stop doing that so that we don't distract people. So these are the challenges that the current systems that we use face, and we'll try to move forward to understand solid waste management. Solid waste management is vital for a clean and sustainable environment. It involves the proper handling of disposable or discarded materials. Traditional method of landfill, like I mentioned before, have limitations and negative impacts. By adopting principle of the 3 Rs, reduce, reuse, and recycle. I'm very sure we know these 3 Rs by now. And if I ask you to give me more R's apart from the three that we just mentioned that are principal, I'm sure you can do that. Please, can I see some R's in the chat room? Any R's, remember, we've mentioned reduce, we've mentioned recycle, refuse, that's good. Thank you very much, Aliyu, for that. There are a lot of R's that we can implement or adopt, but these 3 are the principal ones. And when we adopt these 3 principles and we implement repurpose, thank you, Ihechuku. Oh, you only know about this. Yeah, there are a lot of other ones, and I'm sure that some of the greenies will drop other ones that you can learn about in the chat room. So when we implement this strategy or principles, it gives us an efficient waste segregation and collection system. We can minimize waste and promote resource conservation. Educating the public about responsible waste management is crucial for success. And basically, that's what we're doing here tonight. We're trying to educate you so that you can now go out there and educate other people. So together we can build a sustainable foundation for effective solid waste management and definitely a greener pasture. Yes, there are other types of waste and they have their own issues that we can talk about. I mean, we can talk about them. But then solid waste, specifically for Nigeria and Africa, is a major problem because it has to do with space. It has to be managed properly. And there are consequences, health consequences, environmental consequences to it when it's not done properly. So that is why we are focusing on solid waste management, and that is why we are trying to understand it better. Now, transforming waste management for better, that is where we bring in the word smart. So smart solid waste management is a forward-thinking approach that leverages advanced technologies such as Internet of Things, or we call IoT, artificial intelligence, that's AI, data analytics to optimize waste disposal processes and promote sustainability. the three things I just mentioned now are basically three different arms of technology that almost everyone is know about in 2026. I mean, the chat GPTs, AI generated content that we know, that tells you a lot about the artificial intelligence. IoT is maybe less popular, but it is out there. So IoT is what powers things like your electric fence, your traffic lights. Those things are powered by IoT. It's called Internet of Things. And during the course of the lecture, I'll try to give you examples of how we can implement these technologies to make our waste management processes a smarter one and take advantage of these technologies as well. So um, from monitoring and collection to segregation, recycling, and waste to energy conversions, these whole things that I just mentioned can be made better when we utilize smart waste management systems. So that is what we are talking about, and that is what I believe you should know about going forward, so that even when you are trying to find the missing link, as we are discussing um, based on the theme of our of the GSA this time around, when you're finding these missing links, you can find them using these technologies that I just mentioned. You can read up on them, you can do some research so that you start. I mean, it's of no use knowing, having all the knowledge when you cannot use those knowledge to bring solutions, lasting solutions that can change the life of people. So that is why we are here tonight as well. So moving quickly, we want to talk about the key components of smart waste management. The first one is waste monitoring and collection. Now, I mentioned IoT. So IoT sensors and real-time data analytics enables precise monitoring of waste levels in bins and containers. This data optimizes collection routes and schedules, reducing cost and resource usage while improving operational efficiency. All those long English I just read out to you now is simply saying that when we utilize this technology of Internet of Things, and we combine it with the immense power of data analytics, we can improve the process of waste management by a long stretch. Now, imagine we have a waste bin that can notify the waste collection companies when it is full. Just imagine that. That is the power of IoT. So if you install IoT sensors on the lid of the waste bin, it can send signal directly to the waste collection companies and tell them that, oh, this particular waste container at so location is full and is ready for pickup. Now, instead of the waste collection company driving their pickup car that they use, driving it around town, trying to check which waste baskets are full, it makes it more economic. It makes a lot more economic sense for them to know that, okay, this is exactly where I'm going to. They will just go there and pick up that particular waste. So that is what IoT, and when combined with data analytics, can achieve for us. Waste segregation and recycling is another component. With smart waste management emphasizes effective waste segregation at source. It promotes the use of smart bins with separate compartments for different waste streams and employs advanced sorting technology like AI algorithms and robotic systems to enhance recycling rates and minimize contamination. This is mind-blowing. It is the technology at its best and most effective level. This is basically telling you that with the technology that we're discussing, things like IoT and data analytics and AI, when you combine these components, you can build a system that gives us a better um, a better handle of waste segregation and recycling. Now imagine you have a waste bin that have been programmed to only accept pets. Now, when you put pets in it, it will open. When you present pets to the door, it will open, and then you can put the pet, it will close. If you bring nylon, it will not open. Maybe if the designers are so nice, they could just maybe encode a message that will either tell you in words or write on a screen that this is not the right waste to put in this particular waste bin. So with different labeled waste bins that allow different types of waste, sorting is done at source. So if I finish eating, maybe I had a bottle of Coke and I ate maybe meat pie. Now I have two different waste. I have nylon and then I have the PET bottle from the Coke. Ordinarily, I will just walk to a particular waste bin and dump both of them there. But because the waste bins are smart waste bins and they only allow certain types of waste, I'll be forced to do my sorting myself. And then I can put in the right waste in the right waste bins, which allows the companies to now not go through the process of now sorting these things themselves, because when after collecting it becomes a lot more difficult to sort, but at source it is easier. So this is one of the advantages or key components of smart waste management. Now the third one is waste to energy conversion. Smart systems explore innovative waste to energy technologies such as anaerobics, digestion, and controlled incineration. These processes convert non-recyclable waste into valuable energy source while ensuring emission control and resource recovery. Now, basically what this last component is telling you is that when you design, now we have incineration systems already, and these systems are ineffective. Why? Because they allow the release certain gases that are not friendly to the environment. Now, imagine when we apply or use these technologies on this existing system to make them smarter, to make them better, to make them aware of certain things. For example, when the CO2 is bubbling in the system while the incineration is going on, that it can be channeled to a process that is being run and needs CO2 to complete. Maybe a chemical process, maybe an energy system or whatever you need that particular energy source for. So when you're burning fossil fuel, right, in your car, what happens is once the fuel is burning, the car is moving. So that burning sensation generates the energy that keeps your car moving. So why can't we use that same mechanics, introduce it to an incineration system so that instead of wasting all those energy and releasing them into the environment, we can now harness that energy to channel it to something different, convert it to power, convert it to any other type of energy that we might need to do jobs in the other sectors of what we're trying to achieve. So these are the key components of solid waste management, the smart type of it, not the regular one that we know about, all right? So I'm going to try and move fast to discuss success stories. Now, I've been talking about this thing for a while now. I'm trying to be as fast as possible because of time factor. But I'm very sure that for some of us, if not most of us, it sounds like something from the movies. It sounds like something from Men in Black or any of these sci-fi movies, high-tech movies, and all that. But it's really not. It's happening. People are doing it, and you can be one of them. That's just the truth. If you put your mind to it and you learn the right technology, you can become the next person to give us a solution that we can use as a success story in smart solid waste management. So one of them here is the Singapore SWMS. The system tracks waste levels in bins and sends real-time data to waste management authorities, enabling effective scheduling and route optimization. So remember I gave this example initially, and when I gave the example, I'm very sure some of you thought, that would be very nice to have, but no, that's maybe more on the unrealistic part. But it's happening in Singapore because they've developed this system where the waste being sent signal to the waste management company, and then that waste management company can use the data from this to know, okay, on Tuesdays, we need to deploy more trucks, for example, to go pick up waste because waste being filled up faster on Tuesdays. This is just an example. On Mondays, we have less waste, so we don't need to deploy all 500 of our trucks because we can use just 10 to pick up all the waste on Mondays, because Mondays, from the data we have, tells us that we don't have as much waste on Mondays. So these are subtle information that you can get that can change how you approach things. I mean, those trucks that move, they also emit CO2 into the environment, you remember. So if there is a chance that we can cut the number of trucks we send out to even go and pick up this waste, that on its own is a very big win. And I'm very sure you can agree with me on that. So that is something that they've done in Singapore. And in Barcelona, Spain, there is an app that provides information on waste collection schedules, nearby recycling points, and tips for proper waste disposal. Now, this is in Barcelona. Now, the Amaga Bock, the plant incinerates non-recyclable waste to generate heat and electricity while ensuring strict emission control. It's located in Denmark. So this is another example of technology being used for good in waste management space. The PONS SWSM MS is another example. The system uses RFIDs, that's radio frequency verification, to log waste bins, to monitor collection routes, identify missed pickups, and optimize waste transportation. Now, I've given this example before. So these are possibilities. These are things that are happening all over the world. I've mentioned these examples in Singapore, in Barcelona, Spain, in Denmark, and then the final one that we have now. And there's one that is missing here that is quite close to home, and I intentionally didn't mention it because I'm expecting somebody to tell me in the chat about it. It's here in Nigeria. It's a system that uses technology to make waste management very easy. So I would like people to drop the name of that particular project in the chat room. Yes, Chinelo, thank you very much. NIWOD is a project of Plugin Nigeria, which is the host of the Green Switch Academy itself, that allows you, the individuals, to connect directly to waste management companies, not just waste management companies, recycling companies. So you don't have any excuse now to dispose your waste indiscriminately, all right? So we'll try to move forward as quickly as possible to conclusions. Now, we're going to look at the benefits. We have the economic benefits of smart waste management and the environmental benefits. For the economic benefits, optimizing waste collection and transportation, leading to cost saving, creating jobs, opportunities in waste management and recycling industry. This is a given. I'm very sure that the moment I started giving you examples of how this technology can be deployed, you must have thought about this as a possible benefit, because, I mean, like I mentioned before, if a waste management company had 50 trucks that go out to pick waste, and they have to follow these 50 trucks, and they have to man these 50 trucks every day. Now, if they have a means of knowing that on Tuesdays, they don't need to send out 50 trucks, they just need to send out 2, they'll be saving costs of fueling 48 other trucks by just having that data. So it has economic importance in that regard. And of course, job creation, the systems that will run, the networks that will run across the city to be able to pick up this data and transmit it to the whether it's the headquarter or wherever the server will be sited, will be manned by individuals, human beings. So we'll be creating jobs as well. So for the environmental benefits, there'll be reduced landfill usage and greenhouse gas emission. We'll be minimizing soil and water pollution, and we'll be conserving natural resources through increased recycling rates. So when we recycle more, we'll be doing a lot more conservation. Now, finally, trying to round off, smart solid waste management is a transformative approach that optimizes waste disposal processes and promotes sustainability. By incorporating advanced technology, data analytics, and automation, we can achieve effective cost saving and environmental benefits. Through waste monitoring and collection, effective segregation and recycling, resource efficient waste to energy conversion. Please pay attention to resource efficiency. It is a word that you're going to maybe come in contact with more as you learn more about in the environmental space and sustainability space. Resource efficiency is very important. Smart waste management systems paves the way for a cleaner and greener future. Let us embrace these innovations and work together towards a world where waste is managed responsibly, preserving our environment for future generations. Now, this is a quote from an anonymous that said, when you refuse to reuse, it's the earth you abuse. So you should know this, that when you refuse to reuse, it is the earth you abuse. When you refuse to reuse, it is the earth you abuse. And with that, I would say thank you very much for your time. Ayubami said you can't hear me. Is that right? So yeah, thank you very much. Yes, the slide will be shared with your GGSAM and will be sent across to you. So I'm ready for any questions. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the chats or
Yeah, thank you so much, Chris. I believe you can hear me. Thank you so much for this insightful section. We are grateful, and I believe everyone found it so enlightening. Greenies, what do we have to say? Okay, we've been appreciating. Okay, I'm just saying this. So please, let's do well to ask our questions. Yeah, I believe you already get a bit of what solid waste management is. Understand that this is like the basic concept. So maybe not so much details per se. However, because of the course of what we are doing here, the basics and all you need to know, especially someone who is just hearing this for the first time. Yeah, so should you have question, please you can use the chat room, and if you would like to ask a question, you can also please, who is disturbing us? Whose mic is on mute? Rita, please mute your mic. Please mute your mic, Rita. Okay, whose hand is raised? You can raise your hand if you would like to ask a question. Okay, let me check the chat room. We have, and for everyone that has joined us on YouTube, we thank you for joining. You can also put your question, should you have any, in the chat room, in the comment section. Okay, so I see a question here from, oh my God. Please, Rita, mute your mic, mute your mic. Host, can you help us mute her? Some people have joined this call, yet they are somewhere else. They are not, they are not here, like they kept the phone one side and went to do something else. Okay, so I see a question in the chat room. I'm just gonna read it. Okay. How would non-profit organization already into waste management get involved in the fastest trend. Yeah. Are you a GSAM? GSAM Phone? Are you a
Sorry, yes,
GSAM?
in the current. I'm supposed. Yes, amplifier. My group is amplifier. I'm supposed to say current trend, not fastest. I was typing in a hurry.
Okay.
I run a non-profit and I run a non-profit and I'm very passionate about clean and healthy environment. And I'm transiting from just being passionate about the environment to ensuring that I make profit from it because I need to sustain the process. There are a lot of programs under the environmental campaign program I'm doing tagged Stop the Blame Game, which I require resources to carry on. I just noticed that everything I'm seeing here can be translated to wealth. So I'm just wondering how, now that the government has come up with a program like this, I don't know if they have plans to get NGOs to pilot the program from different states, interested NGOs. That's my question, ma.
Okay, GSAM Chris, please, did you get the question? Please, you that asked the question, kindly rename your device properly because I see you put GSAM and yeah, do it well. GSAM Chris, please, did you get our question so that you help us answer it?
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, the question from NA, how would non-profit organizations already into waste management get involved in a current trend? Yes, the current trend in Nigeria, especially with the invention or development of NIWOD from Plugin Nigeria, have set up a system that would allow you, as somebody that is a key player in the waste management or waste collection and space, to connect directly to not just other partners, but also people that are ready to give out the waste that they generate. So individuals, estates, that you can partner with so that you can offtake this from them. And then you have a whole market with NIWOD where you can even choose to call up a few, let's say, for example, you have pets to give out, and then you can call up a few recycling companies from NIWOD and get their rates and also be certain that you're not being cheated and all those things. So you can sell to the highest bidder, in fact. So this is a reality that we already have based on what Plugin Nigeria had done with NIWOD. So this is one way you can easily, very easily, no stress, no, you don't need any extra logistics to take advantage of this. All right. So it is something you can start doing even from tonight. NIWOD is already up and running. You have all the data you need in terms of the recycling firms that can offtake this waste from you. Since you're already in the space, you have access to the waste already, so it is not going to be a problem to you. All right. So that is one of the ways you can take advantage of that. And thank you very much for the question as well. Due to time, I will just try to take the ones I'm seeing in the chat room. So I think David, with your permission though, gift,
Yes, please.
some gift.
Thank you. You can take one more. Yeah.
All right.
That
So,
yeah,
what
thank
practical steps can universities take to implement smart waste management or smart waste systems? Yes. While I was still an undergrad at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, we had a lot of ideas that we shared with the management then that didn't come to fruition. But then, most universities, I think, apart from the University of Lagos, most other Nigerian universities do not even know how much waste generates in the school environment. They don't know the size of it in volume. They don't have any data on how much waste they generate. So it becomes difficult. So I think for most universities, in Nigeria, apart from, like I mentioned, University of Lagos, which is a bit more advanced and they are actually making money from their waste already. What we need to do is to start at least from taking data, knowing how much we generate, how much PET bottles, how many tons of waste do we generate each day. Now, once we start with this, the implementation of the smart waste system comes in. There are a lot of opportunities for the schools. There are a lot of opportunities. One of the opportunities there is there are companies currently that develop these systems, and the school, with the standing they have, they can always go into partnership with this company. Okay, you can come in, develop this thing, mount this smart waste in certain locations in the school, and then the waste that we generate and the money we'll make from this, we can share it on based on the agreements that they could have with the company. So there are endless possibilities. That I just gave you one example. You understand? Now, the other example, the other ways you can the investors can take advantage of this is not just by partnership now, by them themselves taking it upon themselves as a venture, looking at the waste they generate as a means of raising funds, as a means of generating income for the school itself. Once they shift their idea from seeing waste as a problem to seeing waste as an opportunity, then it is less difficult for them to implement smart waste management, which, like I mentioned during my session, gives you a seamless way of segregating waste at source. David, I hope I've answered your question.
Yeah, thank you so much. We appreciate that. So, Greenies, I believe we've gotten more insights. So we have responses on, oh, it was an impactful section, it was insightful. Okay. So I think we still have more questions. However, we will not be able to take them. Should you still have question, you can just direct it to my DM, or you can ask. I think it is contact details. Yeah, it's going to share the slide. So you see contact details to ask our dear facilitator. Okay. We still have one more section and we don't want to keep us into the night. So yes, we'll have to wrap it up from here. So yeah, thank you so much. Once again, let's appreciate our dear facilitator on this insightful section. Yeah, let's put all the clap and love emojis in the chat room. And to everyone watching on YouTube, we see you. Thank you for joining the call. I think I can see Josephine Beatrice. She's still there. Ayomide, Dorcas, Danish. Yeah, so we'll just have to conclude the session at this time. Okay, we had not good participation. However, thank you for joining the call. Yes, I can see all the love and clapping emojis. Amazing. So yeah, we know we have one more section. So please, we want us to wrap up with that section in time. So at this juncture, let's go to the chat room on WhatsApp. Let's wrap up our discussion, our day 3 section there. So yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you dear GSAMs for joining the call. And GGSAM, thank you. Thank you Plugin Nigeria for this opportunity. Thank you once again, our dear first. And Greenies, thank you for participating. Without you being in attendance, this section will not be successful. So yeah, thank you. So let's move back to WhatsApp now.